Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. And again, I think I'm going to start one more video. As a podcast, basically, I upload videos regularly because I wanted to make sure that I continue get in touch in English communication. As I know that my immersion is something which is going to help me to improve my communication skills, and there are several other reasons as well. Continuous practice can help me to improve my comms day by day. Uh, as I know that many time we are live in India, majorly our mother tongue is in native language, and whenever I have to switch between one to another language, it's getting very difficult for me. So now what I decided is to continuously immerse myself into the English content so that whenever there is a requirement of sudden switch, then I would not take that much of time and I'll be fluent enough to do that. Well, so right now let's talk about some things, some different things that are really going to change your life. So the topic that I wanted to speak today is about public transport in India. Earlier, I done the similar type of podcast that is for Delhi itself, but today I'm going to talk about entire India. Well, I have seen several movies, pictures, video where I saw that the public transport is very bad in shape in India. The one thing is that if you compare it with the other countries, you will see that the first thing is that the bus stops and bus stations are so much crowded. They have no basic facilities. The bus shapes are very good. The bus are there, but they are just for a travel purpose. There is no luxury in public transport. When you wanted to go from one place to another place, many times you have to rely on it. There are some good ways, for example, where you will get the Volvo bus to travel from one part to another part. But if I talk about the public transport, the which owned by government specifically, the conditions are not yet great. There could be several reasons. One is that India is not that rich country where to make it affordable, what government want to do is to just put a way by which one person can travel from one place to another place. So now there is no more luxury, which means that the the rate of the travel will try to minimize as much as they can, and that is what is the one of the reason. Now the second problem here is, be it luxury buses and all, not every places there is a luxury buses are available. Basic facilities like washroom, toilet, for eating the food is not there. And if you look at any of the bus stop, it looks very shabby in the condition. And I think in India already been modern. People use smartphones. They are well aware of the things happening. But the one of the biggest challenge which I feel is based on the cleaning as well as making our environment so healthy and clean. In India, the cleaning people think so it's a government responsibility. But what I feel like that if we clean our country or a specific area, then we will do our best practices from our side. Then there is no need of government to interfere. Anyone can go and piss at roadside. Anyone can spit out the tobacco in the wall and make that wall red. And these are the very disgusting behavior from the individuals that they do it, and they don't treat the entire place, public area, as their own place. And this is one of the biggest problem. No matter how government try to enforce laws, penalties, still the major problem that we have observed is the people are not being aligned on the messaging that has been there. We have seen many places that the parking is not allowed. Still, the people park their car over there, and it's written that okay, it's punishable to spit over there, and you will find the strains of chewing tobacco on that wall. And that is how the country behave. Like even if you go on a public bus and transport, you will find out that the condition is so bad. People eat their food and throw the wrappers beside it. They want to throw it anywhere, and the seats are not being fixed. The condition is very poor. Just like that, people wanted to travel from one place to another. They use those buses. Otherwise, there is no alternative, or either they have to buy their own, book their own taxi to reach to their destination, which now became too costlier than the things that's supposed to be done. For example, uh, hiring the private taxi can create a lot of financials to you, and this is what going to be a very difficult situation. Now talking about that, what we are dealing with and what we are working with, and that is something that we wanted to have over here. Now the people who do the best of out of it, by preventing the things what are happening around there. I have seen the several bus stops, bus stations, or the metro stations, as well as the railway station. They are so clean, and they are so better compared to the rest of the stations. The reason is that first thing is that the enforced rule are so strict, and also the people are being get scared of that. If they will do that thing, they will get fined. What I am believing nowadays is that India is a country where only if you implement a strict law, then only the things are going to work. Otherwise, people will get make a lot of ruckus about the things which they generally not follow. I think India need a stricter law on not only the public transport and but on a lot of things. What I have observed is that people travel on the roof of the buses, which is appropriately which is incorrect, and also it people are risking their life, and it can create a lot of challenges. But what happened that yeah, it is that is what is being done over here. Now, starting about what things that we are working with, there are several things, several parts that we can see and we can focus on. But now, though the Ministry of Government, the road safety, and everything is so much pissed here in India. I am talking too negative about it, but this is the reality. Recently, I saw a reel of a road where the road was constructed of the crores of rupees. Within the 2 month of time, you started noticing a lot of big potholes, potholes on those roads, and nobody is accountable who made those mistakes and what has happened. People don't care about any of these things. They just see and ignore the things, and in the journalists, independent medias are the one they try to cover it up, but they also get scrutiny from the broken, the fight emerges. People think about it, but nobody bothered about anything, and that is one of the biggest problem that generally we see, and we try to make this thing should be avoided, and people must ensure that they see that how they can contribute to the country. If you only say that we are only going to be a part of government, or we are only going to be a government has only responsibility, we are not going to do anything, then that is a bad habit, and we have to avoid all these things by blaming a government that they are the only one. But I think the government also has accountability to enforce strict law, and tell everyone that if you'll not follow this, then there will be a consequences. If this kind of messaging has been clear and cut, will be gone out to the public, then I think they are going to behave properly. In India, the behavior is one of the biggest challenge. No matter you are rich, poor, and middle class, everyone follow the same kind of rubbish behavior. That is what we wanted to improve, and that is what we wanted everyone to make that sure that to understand and behave in a proper way, and that is the reasoning that I wanted to say that not to not to be like it. Well, the podcast is over, and this one I feel I haven't spoken much about it. There was very less content and most of the blabbering. But what I'm going to do now is try to make the content a very better compared to the this one.